Welcome to the Back of the Bus podcast. We are in our final season, season 8. Wait, no, that's Game of Thrones, not us. Okay.
You scared the shit out of me there. I was like, wait, is this breaking news that I don't know about?
No. We don't do that here. All right. Welcome to the Back of the Bus podcast. I'm Half. He's Black.
What up?
Thank you always for listening. Remember, rate us on all the podcast apps that you listen to us on. 5 stars if you love us, 5 stars if you hate us.
As a matter of fact, go on each and every one and listen to us on all of them.
All of them. You can listen to us on iTunes. You can listen to us on Google Play, on Pocket Cast, on Podbean, on YouTube.
I'm gonna put out like a request here. I want to see this episode get 100 downloads.
Okay.
In less than 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I need everybody who's listening to share the episode with at least 2 people.
There you go.
So we can get 100 downloads in less than 2 weeks.
It's the pyramid scheme of podcasts.
That's right. You're not gonna make any money out of it.
No, nobody will make any money out of it.
Like I might send like a picture of my nipples on Instagram or something if you get me to the 100, like my really like rock hard nipples.
And that's how we'll get banned. Anyway, again, thank you for joining us this week. If you were here last week, you know what we're doing. We are reviewing every new episode of Game of Thrones. We love that show. We are all about it, and we super excited.
Yep. So, you want to start with just like review on the show?
Yeah, let's just do it. Let's get into it. So we started the show. This show was...
Well, before that, what'd you just think of the episode in general?
Okay.
Oh, wait. Okay. No. We must stop here.
Okay.
Because we have to get to the question that I had for you.
Okay.
So, coming up this weekend...
Yes.
We have Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Episode 3, Battle of Winterfell. Longest battle scene in cinema or TV history. And then also, we have Avengers Endgame on Saturday.
Endgame. Well, you have it Saturday. I have it Friday.
Okay. So, question is, if you were forced to pick one.
Ooh, good question.
Which one are you watching this weekend?
Ooh. If I'm forced to pick one, I'm probably going to pick... The Battle of Winterfell. I really will. Honestly. Here's the thing. Sounds like someone's peeing in the background. With Game of Thrones, we've waited almost 10 years. Almost the same amount of time as Marvel. But it's been intermittent. You know,
right.
Like we've had whole seasons of Game of Thrones. So I'm really invested on this. So if I had to pick one, it would be Game of Thrones. I'd watch the Battle of Winterfell. What about you?
Yeah, I said the same thing, 100%. Yeah. Like, I'd be fine watching Endgame the following weekend. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, I'd probably, under normal circumstances, if I wouldn't have got tickets, I would have waited anyway to avoid, like, that initial rush.
Yeah.
But there's nothing on this earth that's going to keep me from being on my couch Sunday night.
And watching the Battle of Winterfell?
Yeah, that's just not happening.
Yeah, so my question, and I had a question for you.
Dale.
My question for you. And again, it had to do with Endgame and Battle of Winterfell. Which character death do you think is going to be more impactful? Any of the and it doesn't have to be a specific character, but which event do you think is going to have the character death that impacts you more? I think I'm going to guess for you, but I think I know what the answer is.
Man, that's tough because I would have said, if it was going to be anybody from Endgame, it would have been Spider-Man. But he died last movie, and we know for sure he's coming back this movie.
Because we've got Far From Home.
If they kill Thor off, that might catch me off guard because we've all been operating under the assumption that he's safe.
And that he's staying, yeah.
Yeah. But if Arya Stark dies this episode, I'll lose my shit.
A girl is Arya Stark of Winterfell.
Okay. All right.
Is that who you guessed?
No, it wasn't even a who. I was just going to guess that Game of Thrones will have the more impactful deaths for you.
If Arya Stark died, like there's a lot of characters, and we're going to talk about it later, that we obviously don't want to see die.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, yeah, it's going to happen.
But if Arya Stark dies, I'll lose my shit.
And see, so that's the reason why I was going to pick Endgame in this. Because with Game of Thrones, they've already set the precedent up that anybody could go. And so I'm just like, all right, cool. Like, I know people are going to go. I was really sad when the giant died, you know? But I know people are going to go. So I'm a little more prepared for that.
Oh, and Tormund, man.
If Tormund, yeah.
If my man Tormund gets it, I'm going to be...
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
But if with Avengers, I'm not so sure who's going to die. So I know somebody will, or some.
Well, the thing is that some of the situation with like the contract situations and all that kind of gave a lot of that stuff away. That in and of itself kind of decreases the drama and the tension, especially with what they did with Infinity War, where they killed off everybody who you know is coming back, and then they're probably gonna just invert it.
Yeah.
This movie.
Okay. Understood.
But on Thrones, it's just like there's certain people that, even though you expect anybody to get it, just based on what the story's been, Arya cannot die.
Yeah, no, that's a.
Especially, I mean, Homegirl just got laid.
I know. I feel bad for her. And then the reaction on social media was wild.
Well, yeah. Well, we can chew that up when we get there.
When we get to the sex scene.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna break down the show by
Character.
Yeah. So we're gonna hit you with Jamie. No, we're gonna hit you with Danny first.
Yes.
Then John.
Yes.
Then Jamie.
Yes.
Then maybe Arya if we have time for it.
Yeah, if we have time for it.
All right. So
And
that's
maybe some other things we'll throw in there. By the way.
Yeah. But that's how we're gonna kind of attack it.
Yeah. Last week we did it by location. This week we're gonna do it by character because they all stayed in the same one location
Yeah.
this time.
There you go.
All right.
And we start where we pretty much expected that it was going to start, which is the
Jamie.
trial of Jamie Lannister.
Which I will tell you, I'm kind of glad they wrapped it up in the first 5 minutes of the episode.
Okay.
It helped me. Like I there was no drawn out kind of what's going to happen to him. It was just
Oh no. I don't disagree. I think that it was smart to start there, and I think that the subsequent scenes kind of, played out perfectly.
yeah.
Though one thing I will say is I just expected the trial itself to be more in depth. I thought it'd be longer.
Okay.
And I thought we would get a payoff from the bath scene.
Okay.
Where Jamie confesses to Brienne, because Tyrion knows, right? Because Jamie told Tyrion. Brienne knows. Dany knows because Tyrion told Dany in season 6.
I think so.
But everybody else there doesn't know. Sansa, Jon, Davos, all these other people don't know why it was that Jamie did what he did. So I thought that should have come up.
I guess so. I mean, it's going to happen, man. Just let it happen. Nothing's worse than the audio from last week.
That's true.
So I let you know quickly. If you're this far into the episode, thank you, by the way. Also, last week's audio was a glitch in our system where it recorded from the microphone built into the computer, not from the microphones that we spent money on to make our voices sound great.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for listening.
I love you, bro, Montana.
And we'll get back to the show. So yeah, it was a little bit funny. You had Sansa, who kind of was on the fence, and then Brienne stood up and said, "No, I'm with Jamie. He can stay." And then she was like, "Sure, I trust her. Let's do this."
Yeah, I mean, and that's an understandable reaction from Sansa. Brienne, saved her skin, has been very loyal to her.
Yeah.
And so I respected that move from Sansa. Yeah. It was crazy about Jon. Jon was like, "I don't give a fuck right now. Do you know who I am?"
Yeah, he's just like... And so I think that scene was pretty intense in the sense that he didn't really look at Dany. He just got up. He's like, no.
Just kind of walked away.
He's like, listen, we need people to fight. This is like, he's a fighter. He's probably one of the best in the realm. Like, he needs to be here. So, sorry. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And then he just got up and walked away.
And there was something that happens there, and then something that happens in the planning sequence that I'll tie together when we get to the planning sequence part that I thought lend some credence to some of the people's, to Dany's reactions that she has throughout this episode.
You could see that you could see that there was a chilling of the relationship.
Yeah, at that point.
You can tell that there's something. And so he came to get his Takis.
That's cool.
You could tell that there's I think that might play out for the rest of the season, though. If they survive this next episode, I think that
okay, well, we can talk about that when we get
there later.
So when he tells her.
So Jamie's free. He's okay.
The other big thing that comes out of that sequence was Tyrion looking like a fucking idiot
again, and then Dany just rips him.
Oh, that was great.
Rips him.
And I mean, can you disagree with her?
No, we can't.
Even after what Jorah told her, which I don't think he was wrong. I mean, I think it was good advice on his part. But I mean, I would have thought the same thing. Either you're a traitor or you're an idiot.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
either case, why are you doing this job?
It still goes back to my theory that maybe Tyrion's not on the side that we think he is.
No, I don't think. I just think he just wasn't a wartime consigliere. I think he's gonna be best suited for what comes after, if he's around for it. So to keep going down the Dany train, before we get to everybody else, Jorah comes in and talks to her and kind of tells her, Tyrion's a smart guy. I thought this was part of the Jorah goodbye.
Yeah.
Right, where he's like, you forgave me for this and you forgave me for that, and it's oh shit, you're dead.
You're gonna die.
And when she's like, I would have given you the job, but I didn't know if I was ever gonna see you again.
Mm-hmm.
And then he tells her also to go make peace with Sansa, which leads us to the Dany Sansa scene, which I thought was so brilliantly played by both of them.
Yeah.
And just the small gestures, like when they put their hands on top of each other.
Yes, and then at the end of that scene where she takes it off.
And right before that, I was like, man, this is where they patch it up. And now you're going to have these two super powerful women marching forward together. And then Sansa asked her, it's a fair question.
Yeah, what's going to happen with the North?
What about the North? And, Dany's reaction there bugs me because she didn't seem to mind it when Yara asked for the independence of the Iron Islands. So if you're cool with that, why aren't you cool with the North being independent? And if not, why don't you just give an answer of hey, listen, I understand, you guys have had a tough time and whatever. We can talk about that after. But she didn't have to get all heated about it and get all douchey. Again, it's just kind of one of those, she didn't get what she wanted and she's kind of pouting about it. And I can see why people have this whole thing about, she's going to be the Mad Queen. She's going to be the Mad Queen.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Then you get the War Council, and Dany's pretty quiet throughout.
Yeah, but not saying a word.
This is the thing I want to tie into what we were talking about earlier. When the War Council's over, Jon's like, let's get some rest. And everybody starts to leave. And then everybody stops and turns back around and looks at her, waiting for her to dismiss them. Mm-hmm. And the same thing happened in the courtroom scene. He got up and walked away, and everybody else kind of just started to get up and walk away. And then Varys, Jorah, Tyrion, and her people kind of then oh shit, we got to wait for her.
Yeah.
But it's just this weird little thing where even though Jon isn't the boss and he's not whatever, people are showing a little bit of deference to Jon as in terms of manners or whatever. Yeah. Court
just etiquette. Yeah.
And I thought that was really interesting. I thought that was, you can see her face when everybody stops and turns around and look at her. You can kind of see her kind of mean mug everybody. And I was like, oh shit.
She's like, I really wish I would have kept Dario.
And then finally, to wrap up Dany, we get the end scene.
Yeah.
When,
by the way, great timing. You couldn't have done that 5 minutes more so we could flesh that scene out.
Yeah, well, that was another theme of this episode was interruptions.
Yeah.
Sansa and Dany got interrupted by the return of Theon Greyjoy. Yeah. And then that scene gets interrupted, by the horns or whatever, and the arrival of
the White Walkers.
Of the White Walkers. But, I thought Dany's reaction to Jon's news was unreasonable because he never said anything about his claim to the throne. No. She asked him, who's that? He said, that's Lyanna Stark. He built up the story, explained who she was. And at no point did he goes, my name is Aegon Targaryen. He didn't say, I'm the rightful king. Nothing. I'm the whatever.
She's the one who brought it up.
Right. So on the one hand, I thought that was a shitty reaction from her. On the other hand, I kind of get it only because she's been obsessed with that throne and that crown her whole life. No. And every time she sniffs it,
something gets in the way.
Something gets in the way. Marine, the calls, Cersei, some shit. And now it's her dude. So I maybe hours before in the episode timeline, she was telling Sansa that she loves that she's here because of him. She loves Jon. Yeah. And so kind of tying that back together to earlier when she was talking to Sansa, I thought she was leading up to naming Sansa Warden of the North. In the trial, she refers to Jon as a Warden of the North. Yes. When she starts talking to Sansa about, we're two powerful women who've done a hell of a job, I thought that she was buttering her up to be like, look, Jon's going to marry me.
Like, you can be Warden of the North.
I want you to be, or maybe you can be the Warden of the West, since I don't have one right now. Yeah. Because they don't have a Warden of the West, South, or East.
They don't have any of them.
Yeah. Jon's the only one. Yeah. So I thought maybe that's what she was kind of prepping her for. But yeah, so then when, Jon breaks that news, and I thought it was very skillfully done. I thought the scene was very well played. Jon, is Jon. He's got one note at this point. Yeah. It's broody and broodier and broodiest.
And just, I don't want to be the leader, but I have to be the leader.
But it was another small little detail in that was he calls her Danny.
Yeah.
And he hadn't called her Danny since she said, my brother called me Danny and you don't want to be compared to him.
Yeah.
He hadn't said that. He didn't say your grace, my queen, nothing. He said Danny. And I was like, ooh.
He put her in her place. He's the king.
Ooh. So that was rough. That was a rough look. But horn blows. They go on the ramparts. And he gives her the nod. And I guess they start heading for the dragons.
I think so. Because they released 6 photos today. And one of them is of her and him. It's before the battle.
Right. And they're just like
viewing.
viewing.
Yeah, they're viewing Winterfell. Yeah. So, yeah, I believe they go to get the dragons.
But, whatever. We'll talk about the plan later.
Yeah.
So that means that pretty much wraps up Danny.
Yeah, Danny's side. And it kind of wraps up John's side, to be honest. Like, a lot of stuff that happened there was...
the only stuff, so if we can hit that real quick before we get to Jamie.
Yeah.
The other stuff with John is just when we get Ghost, when him and Ed and Sam are talking.
And then they get back together. That scene where he gets back together with Ed and Sam, and then when they finally make it to Winterfell, and you think that him and Ed are gonna
hug, and then Tormund
comes out of nowhere,
amazing.
And then I swear to God, I thought Tormund looked at the camera and said, "Is the big woman here?"
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, this guy."
Tormund should get a segment. Like if this was like going on for another 5 seasons,
yeah,
Tormund will get a segment of his own every week.
Yeah, he should. He should.
But yeah, so then, he gets that and he gets the news that the dead are coming pretty swiftly.
Yeah, like, hey, they're going to be here in a couple hours.
Yeah. Then you get the whole scene in the ramparts with Ghost and when this guy says, our watch begins, this and that.
That was nice. It felt, again, that one felt like goodbyes. Like,
right. Oh, yeah, Ed's dead. Ed's dead. Yeah. Then you get the War Council. Here's my thing about the War Council. Number 1, not enough asking Bran questions.
Okay, so this is something that I've been thinking about a couple days after, right? Bran sees everything. He sees the history of Winterfell, of Westeros. But nobody's like, hey, Bran, where do you think we should really load up on our troops? And what's the best game plan?
How did they stop the long night? Like, how did that happen? How did we win that last time? Mm-hmm. There's not enough asking questions of Bran, which again Tyrion does, but you get that whole response off camera.
Exactly.
And then we're really entrusting Theon
Greyjoy.
Fucking Greyjoy.
Okay, listen, Binge Moon had the best explanation. He's got to have something to do, right?
Right.
He's been kept around this long. He's got to have something to do.
The whole Gollum theory. Yeah, I heard them say it. I can't. I've been racking my fucking brain.
He's going to die protecting Bran.
Okay, but anybody can die.
No, Theon can die.
Anybody can die. A lot of people are going to die.
Oh,
so what's he going to do specifically that's a thing? I was like, there's nothing that's a thing that only Theon can do. Unless
a White Walker tries to kick him in the penis.
Right. The only thing that they referenced also, which was a really obscure thing that most people won't remember, was when Maester Luwin told them that there were secret passages out of the crypts. Mm-hmm. Maybe that gets called back, but they would have to show in the previously on Game of Thrones, they'd have to show that line for that to register in people's heads. Otherwise, people are just going to be like, well, how the fuck did he know? There's nothing else, dude. Nothing else that he can only do.
Here's the thing. And so one of the other questions that I've been asking and what I've been thinking about is, what is the Deus Ex Machina for this battle, right? Because we know it's not going to... let's be honest, we know it's not going to end with the Night King wiping everybody out.
We don't.
I mean, what do you think? He wipes...
no. We'll get there.
How twisted would that be? He wipes everybody out and then heads south. Anyway, so here's what's the Deus Ex Machina. For Battle of the Bastards, it was...
The Knights of the Vale.
Right? For the Blackwater, it was...
The Wildfire.
Okay. And for Hardhome, it was...
Nothing, because they took the L.
They did, yeah, but they got out of there. They have the boats, right? They got out of there. What was another big battle scene where there was somebody who swooped in and when they were in Bad Plan, what was the Deus Ex? It was the dragons, right?
Well, I think it's got to be something with Bran warging Viserion while the Night King rides him, or the Bran warging Ghost now that Jon's on the dragon,
or what I thought was it was going to be the crypts, the way out in the crypts.
Oh well, we're gonna get to hold on. Because the crypts is going to be another when we get to what's
How many
gonna
times did
happen.
they say the crypts are the safest place in Winterfell?
Yeah, so that we're gonna get there when we get to what's gonna happen next
Okay.
week. But I just thought that whole war council seemed weird.
It was cool seeing all those people together.
Oh, it was an amazing. I stopped it to see just how everybody was arranged. Like I wanted to see who's standing next to whom, who's closest to the center. Like that's how like fucking crazy.
You know what I
shit
just thought of? It was almost like the Last Supper picture, except it was at the war council table.
Right.
Like it's all of them.
Yeah.
Which was cool. It's like, dude, you've waited 8 seasons
To have
get
all these
all of
characters.
those characters together.
And only like 5 of them spoke.
Oh, man. They
And
needed
one of them again was Theon
Greyjoy.
Greyjoy. I
know.
kill me.
I know. I get it.
So and then they were on the Ask the Maester. Jason Concepcion was talking about how, like, why would you wait till the night before to come up with a plan?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, if I was like there with him, I'd be like, well, they didn't know who was there,
Yeah. Exactly.
and they didn't know that the guy was coming in 24 hours.
Yeah.
They were still trying to count Sansa earlier in the episode before Dany comes to her, is still trying to account for stragglers and people incoming.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think that
And poor baby Ned Umba.
I just think that Theon being Bran's bodyguard is just bad choice.
Well, it's not just Theon. It's the Ironborn.
Okay. Which I told Ferry this. Ironborn, out of all the names and all the stuff, Ironborn is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, it is. It is a great name.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Those people are the salt of the sea. Like those people are crazy.
Yeah.
Um.
And then that's it. And then that wraps up John.
Yeah. And so who else do we have?
Jamie.
Yes.
And I guess we have to kick Arya around a little bit too. So
We're gonna kick her around. Or we're gonna.
we can do Jamie. So Jamie survives his trial.
Yes.
Again, I thought that adding some of background of why he's done some of the stuff he's done. I thought it was great that Brienne stood up for him.
Yeah.
But I thought it was awesome that Bran throws in the things we do for love, but doesn't
man.
explain it.
Yeah.
I thought he was fucked right there. When he said it, I was like,
Just like with Littlefinger.
Littlefinger,
remember? Absolutely.
I had to say, I was like, oh, you're like, what's coming right now? You're fucked.
Where's Arya? Where's that dagger?
And then, interestingly enough, why is Arya never around for any of these things?
She's all banging.
She wasn't. She was around for Littlefinger, but she wasn't there last episode when Jon and Dany first arrived, and now she wasn't there for this. I would have thought she'd have been all over Jaime Lannister.
Maybe, but who knows?
Anyway, so then Jaime survives his trial, and he goes in the courtyard. He's walking around Winterfell with Tyrion. Tyrion hits him with that great line about Cersei, about you always knew what she was.
And what? Yeah, you always knew what she was.
Right.
And still loved her anyway.
Yeah, so I thought that was dope. And then you have that first little scene with Brienne when he offers his services to her. He's all, I want to fight for you or whatever.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. I thought that was a really good moment between them, especially because she's like, you're not going to make fun of me? You're not going to talk shit?
Yeah, like, come on. Like, what's going on?
So I thought that was cool. I thought that was a really... another nice little chip in the Jaime redemption arc. Just like you're really hyping him up to be this super great guy. You're going to die.
He might be the prince that's promised.
Okay. Well, we could talk about that later.
Yeah. Anyway.
Then you get some more exposition, like him and Tyrion sitting around talking. Then you get the awesome scene at the end where he
with
knights
all of them.
Brienne.
Yeah. That face, her smile was terrible.
Oh, no way. First of all, that's the most she's ever smiled.
Yes.
And it looked like exactly what somebody would smile like. So they're so deliriously happy and so shocked that this just happened that their face is not... They're not going to know what to do with themselves.
Yeah.
Tormund and Jaime, I thought we were... so good.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get like a real legit pissing contest between the two of them.
Yeah.
But Jaime's so secure in his pimpness that he's just like, whatever, dog.
He's like, hey, a knight can knight somebody.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, damn. Tormund's like, I sucked on a giant's boob.
Oh, my God. That was so great. Tormund. Tormund, don't fucking die next episode, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Davos is another one. Is going to die horribly. Because every fucking chance he gets, he repeats, I have no battle experience and I survived all these battles. You're dead.
It's like, yeah, dude, you're gone. You're a goner.
In that room, I would probably say like 60% of that room dies, if not more.
I would say 75.
Because Pod, dead.
Yeah. Rod the pod.
Yeah. Well, now we found out what it is that he does that maybe.
Yeah. It's
What's the
singing.
secret? It's that he sung so well that the chicks were just like,
Es un bajapante.
I thought that scene with Brienne, the knighting scene was really powerful. I thought that I did hear people say like they think that's it for Brienne because that's the culmination of her story and that's it. That's her high point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's true. I don't think that they built her up just so the last big thing that she does is be on her knees.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's a knight, and her thing is
big thing that she would do would be leading the Knights of the Vale against the army of the dead.
You know, so I don't know. I think there's more for her to do.
Okay.
I think that Sansa, you know, if she dies on the field instead of protecting Sansa, it's a waste.
Okay, you think that the arc ends there with her keeping her promise to
the last fucking breath.
To her last breath.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I can get it. I get it. All right, so we've kind of jumped from Jaime to Brienne. Who else?
The Jaime and Brienne thing was all together.
Yeah.
So then really the last little bit is Arya.
So Arya. Now, when I tell you that that scene or the voiceover of her talking about death and the faces,
amazing.
When you put it in context, when you put it in the preview, I was like, oh, what is this? When you put it in context of what she's talking about, I was like, oh, damn.
Oh, do you think she's being too cocky?
Nah.
Because everybody else seems to think she's being mad cocky.
Yeah, I heard them. I heard them talk about it. She doesn't have open field experience. She just has, I'm going to slice your throat in the back experience. But that's fine. She can go. Oh, do you think she puts on a White Walker face?
That would be crazy.
A White Walker face. She goes out there and kills them.
I don't know. I worry about her because she's my favorite character. I thought that scene was dope though when she's just like just chucking daggers at this dude, and this dude was just like, shit.
He's like, yo.
I thought for a second after she chucked the last dagger before she came around and was like my weapon, I thought she was gonna do like a Batman. And then when he because he was looking at the daggers, and then when he turned around, she wasn't behind him. I thought she was just gonna be gone.
Just be gone.
I was like, oh, she's gonna Batman this dude, and then she did it, but it was still cool.
Yeah.
And then I liked how she played the game of faces with him right before she boned him.
Yeah.
She started asking him the questions about what have you done, and this and that and the other. I thought the reveal that he's a Baratheon to her might be a small signal of things to come.
Okay.
Just because you always had this thing in the beginning, in the first episode, where
I saw the memes where
we want to unite our houses.
You have a son, I have a daughter. I have a son, you have a daughter.
Yeah.
And everyone at the time it was Joffrey and Sansa. But now it's actually Arya and Gendry, which is great. Which again, I think
bodes well for their survival.
Yes, I do. I believe it. I do. But we know that Arya is going to be in the crypts because she's not going to be out on the battlefield.
Right, and we're almost there. We're almost to what do you think is going to happen next week?
Yeah.
And Arya in the crypts. So the last thing I have, we can the sex thing, whatever. She boned. She didn't use a body double.
No, I know. Good for her.
Yeah, great for her.
I love is the fake outrage of people like, oh, how dare she bone? I'm like, wait, but we were okay when
every other female character getting raped.
Well, yeah, Sansa got raped at 17, and then King Tommen, right, was 15 and banging a 30.
Marjorie, right?
Like, come on.
Well, not only that, but every female character that we've seen lose their virginity on the show until Arya was through rape.
Yeah.
So she had agency. She took charge of her own situation, and like, really, what else is she gonna be doing?
Yeah, bro.
Get her in. If it's you and you have that option, anybody listening, you're gonna get it in.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Especially if you never have.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's bullshit. So I thought that was well done. What'd you make of the fact that he was like out cold and she was just
up?
Yeah,
I think it's just a boss power move. Like she's like, yo, I got this. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah. The meme though that was great was the when winter comes but you don't. I thought that one was really good.
Actually, you know what? Side note, the memes for this season have been top notch.
Oh my god! Did you see already how they put Bran Stark's face on Damian Lillard?
Yes.
Amazing. Yes. Damian Lillard, incredible shot last night.
Well, you know what? I think this might become a new segment for the rest of the season. The best meme to come out of this episode. My favorite though was the one of Hound and Arya that says when Arya wants to bang the Hound, but
gets cockblocked
by Beric and has to go to Gendry instead.
Yeah, no, I think my favorite one was the when winter comes and you don't.
And you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've got some good ones.
Yeah.
Awesome, great. I think we're doing a disservice by not talking about the fake Shireen.
Okay.
Like she was there. I mean, I get it. It was a nice ending.
I heard a theory that they think that might be the Red Woman in disguise.
Oh, it could be. Yeah, because remember she can go young and old. She might be the Deus Ex Machina, honestly.
Yeah.
She may be. But here's the thing. I think that doesn't bode well for him.
Davos is dead.
Yeah.
Davos is almost the sure. Davos and Jorah
like we're on 100%.
and one other person are like at
100%.
99.9%.
Yeah, okay. All right, no problem.
Do you know who the one other person is?
No.
Grey Worm.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. You don't talk about how you're going to go live somewhere and then survive.
The only question
not.
is, does Missandei die too?
No. I think she heartbreaks.
She lives to mourn.
Yeah, exactly. She lives to mourn.
Yeah, he's poor guy.
Yeah, Grey Worm's dead.
Amazing character. I can't remember his last name. His first name is Jacob.
Yeah.
Amazing actor.
He's finished his arc. It's over. It's over.
But they like I thought I don't know. I thought they've kind of just like sidelined him a little too much. Incredible character, incredible actor.
I really think
But you're dead.
It's funny that if you're a true Game of Thrones watcher, you watch this episode and you're like, wow, too many nice things have happened.
Yeah.
This is
really bad.
not good. The next episode is going to suck.
Yeah.
One of the tweets I saw right after the episode ended was, "They're all fucked."
Oh yeah, for sure. So Danny sent me this thing.
Oh,
bad.
Daenerys Nation.
No.
Oh.
Danny.
Oh, Danny.
He sent me where'd it go?
Speaking of which, it's time for our follower of the episode. Big shout out to Danny.
There you go.
We're going to
Danny Garcia, my man. All right, so it has has the characters ranked in very safe, probably safe, in danger, and fucked.
Okay.
So in very safe is Jaime, Hound, Bran, Tyrion, Jon.
Okay, I'm with that.
Okay. In probably safe it's Varys, Sansa, Arya, Dany.
Okay, I'm with that.
In danger it's Davos, Sam, Gilly, Missandei, and Gendry.
Okay.
And then in fucked it's Theon, Brienne, Tormund, Jorah, Grey Worm.
I don't want Tormund.
I don't want Tormund, but I don't disagree with the list, except for one person.
Who?
I think Sam has. We talked about this last week. I think Sam has the most plot armor on the show.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's gonna be down in the crypts. Gilly gonna die.
Yeah, Gilly. That's a problem. If Gilly dies, does the baby die too?
No,
And so he has to raise the baby.
he somehow saves little Sam, but Gilly dies.
Okay.
That's the only one I would change on that list. Everything else I pretty much agree with.
Okay. Cool.
And I think that's it, man. That wraps up the
wraps up the
episode. The line of generals of White Walkers looked pretty extensive. There seems to be a lot more of them than I thought there would be.
Remember, Craster gave 99 kids, was it?
Oh, was it? I didn't know.
I thought
that
it was
number.
99. I thought he gave 99 of his sons to the Night King. So if that's the case, you have 99
Right.
generals that you need to wipe out.
98 because John
98.
killed one.
Yeah, you're right. So I mean, okay. So that's a lot of boss levels.
Yeah, that is. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a long ass RPG.
Oh my god.
Sign me up for that all day.
Oh
by
my
the way.
god.
Yeah. So that's pretty much this episode, man.
Good. Okay.
Great episode. One last note on it was after watching last week, and they said this on the watch, and I thought this coming. Like I said this at home to them, and then I heard it on the watch. But they can take credit for it if they want. Not that they're listening. But I think if you watch episode 1 and 2 as one episode, you can understand and forgive episode one a little bit more.
Yeah, I think so.
But anyway, I just thought that the way this episode complemented episode 1 was beautiful.
Yes.
And I can't wait to see what the fuck they do next week.
Yeah, all hell is breaking loose next week.
Yeah. All right.
Let's talk about next week.
So next week, who dies first?
Oh, $1 million question. So, who do I think is going to die first next week? Davos.
Okay. So your official pick is Davos. My official pick is Jorah.
Okay.
No, Grey Worm. I'm gonna say Grey Worm. I think Jorah dies later and more dramatically.
Not bad.
I'm gonna say Grey Worm. All right. Now let's talk about the crypts.
Ain't that a bitch, man? Jorah's gonna survive
Just to die.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess everybody does at some point or another.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So the crypts. We know that
Everybody keeps talking about how safe the crypts are.
Yeah. So we know
number
that the
one,
crypts
are they
not
morons?
safe. Yeah. You don't do that.
Well, not only that, you're fighting a bad guy who can raise dead people, and your plan is to stick all the helpless people with the dead people.
Yeah. So essentially,
what?
The undead Starks are going to kill them all?
Okay, so here's question number 1. Can the Night King reanimate someone whose head has been removed from their body? And how does that work?
I don't think so.
So that disqualifies Ned.
He's not coming back.
And Rob.
Wait,
If Rob's
was Rob beheaded? I thought he was stabbed a bunch of times, and then they shoved the wolf head
No.
on him.
well, in the books, I don't. They didn't show it in the movie. I think.
No, in the show, he was on the horse, and then they had the wolf head on him.
Right.
And then they walked him out.
They chopped his head off and sewed Grey Wind's head on.
Oh, for real? I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't get that part.
That's-
I thought they kind of just chopped the head off and then stuffed it on his head. You know what I mean?
No, that's why Joffrey was like, they're gonna bring me his head and I'm gonna put it on a pike right next to your dad's when he was taunting Sansa.
Okay.
The only thing is, I don't know if his bones and Kat's bones made it back to
The
Winterfell.
yeah.
I somehow have this vague memory of Roose Bolton mentioning that, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But anyway,
I guess we can
also Ned's been dead for a while. Like, how much of him could be left?
Yeah, exactly. So if that's the case, then we're definitely not getting Lyanna.
Well, that's the other thing. And
Yeah.
the other thing about bringing back Lyanna is that, like, nobody really knows what she looked like, so
Yeah.
that's not gonna have that much of an impact.
So I know where we're going with this.
So yeah. Also, before we get to that big one, can he reanimate? I'm sure he can. Can he reanimate direwolves? Because a lot of those Stark statues have wolves next to them, but I don't remember like Lyanna Stark having a pet wolf or Ned having a pet wolf.
No.
But
no,
Ned's
no.
statue has a wolf next to it, unless that's Rob's.
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyway,
And here's the other question: what is the proximity that he needs to be in?
aha.
Because
D and I were talking about that.
does he need to be in the crypts to be able to raise them?
Well, this was D's point when we talked about that yesterday. He said at Hardhome, he was raising people, spread out across that beach. Some of them were quite a distance away. So I don't know what his range
Is?
of his cell reception is.
Does
but-
he have the 4G or the 5G
Yeah, I don't know.
or
But
LTE?
that's going to be an interesting question.
So let's get to who we think is absolutely coming
100%. When you see that scene of
With
Arya
Arya running,
running
yeah.
in sheer terror,
Yeah.
there's only one person
she could
left
be running
that she
from,
could be
right?
running from. That's Catelyn.
back. It's her mom.
She's going to see her mom. We're going to get the sort of Lady Stoneheart payoff.
Yeah.
It's her mom. I don't know how they snuck Michelle Fairley
Back
down
over there.
or maybe they didn't have to. They just CGI'd the
Yeah,
zombie
and
on
just-
her.
Yeah, exactly.
It's her mom. 1,000%.
Yeah.
We're going to get that.
Oh yeah. No.
If I'm wrong about that, dude, like, I don't know.
yeah.
I don't deserve to have a podcast. I'm almost 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one. I think that that's what she's running from.
Yeah.
I think the battle on the outside. Here's the other question: the battle on the outside is just going to rage, and I think it's just going to be a bloodbath between both sides. Where and when does the Night King pop up? Because he's not there.
So I think that's where the plan's going to go fucked up. I don't think he's going to go to the Godswood for Bran. I think he's going to turn up
In the
near
crypts?
the entrance or exit to the crypts. That's when the shit pops off. Maybe him and like another one of his like generals is there or whatever to block the entrance. Theon's going to have to figure it out and be like, oh shit, we got to get there. But I think that they're gonna get routed. I think the good guys lose this battle. I think.
And they all have to run to King's Landing.
Well, no, I think they're gonna run to the Iron Islands, right? Because Yara kept mentioning,
The Iron
"I'm gonna go
Islands.
take it back." It's either Iron Islands or Dragonstone.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how many people are gonna survive that, but it's not gonna be very many.
Yeah.
And then when the dead start marching on the capital, they're gonna have to go save Cersei.
Yeah.
Which is like, fuck, are you fucking kidding me? And then the Golden Company's going to realize, oh shit, they'll turn on Cersei.
Yeah.
They'll break their contract. Like people always comment about they never break their contract.
Yeah.
They'll break their contract because they'll realize what the fuck they're fighting. And that's when Cersei loses.
Okay.
Do you think, I just had this random thought yesterday. Do you think Bronn makes it to Winterfell for this battle?
What if Bronn is the Deus Ex Machina?
By himself?
I don't know. Here's the thing with Bronn. Here's what I expect with Bronn. I expect Bronn to kind of come over the hill to see Winterfell under attack and just go, nah, I'm
Fuck
good.
it, I'm good.
I'm out.
I think in the long run, I think one of the possible scenarios, at least of Jaime killing Cersei, is Bronn goes to fire the crossbow bolt
And
and
misses.
and Brienne or Tyrion take that bullet. They capture Bronn. Bronn tells Jaime who sent him, and that's what drives Jaime to go kill Cersei.
Kill Cersei. Okay, all right. Or let's use your Crips theory. and that people are starting coming out of the crypts, out of the secret entrance, and say not the Night King, but maybe some other whites are there, and that's where Braun comes up and he just wipes all of them out and saves those people coming out of the crypts.
But he'd have to have dragon glass arrows.
You're right, he would. Or he'd have to pick up a dragon glass axe or something. Well, no, he doesn't need dragon glass arrows to kill whites.
Whites, yeah.
No, he needs them to kill.
No, the dragon glass. The whites are killed by dragon glass or fire. Fire doesn't kill White Walkers. What kills White Walkers is Valyrian steel. Dragon glass has not proven. Actually, yes, dragon glass can also kill them.
Yeah.
But dragon glass is what kills whites. Remember?
No, but you can just beat them to death too.
No, fucking in the finale in the finale of last episode of last season, Hound chops one of them dudes in half with a sword, and then its half is still ticking. And then Jon goes, "You can kill him with this," and he stabs it, or you can kill him with fire.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So the only thing that I think that might fuck up the prediction about where the Night King's gonna be is that they do show a clip of a dragon next episode, and I'm anticipating we're gonna get an aerial dragon battle next episode.
Oh, Dany, Jon,
and Night King on Viserion.
Okay.
Or if you want to go the Mad Queen route, Dany versus Jon.
Could be.
Right?
Could
like the
be.
battle, maybe I'm wrong, the good guys win, and then while they're up there, Dany's like, "Go fuck yourself," and she turns on Jon. Heel turn.
You were supposed to be the savior.
So there's a lot that can happen.
Well, you know what we did get in this last episode that we didn't talk about? We got the reasoning of why the Night King does what he does.
Well, we got part of it.
Well, I think we got most of it, wouldn't you say? Like he wants to wipe out everything. He wants to wipe out the time of man.
Sure, and by that, and to do that, he needs to wipe out the Three-Eyed Raven.
Because the Three-Eyed Raven is the World Wide Web's history browser.
But if that's the case, he had... Like, do you really need that much of an army to wipe out one kid in a wheelchair?
No, but it's not just that. He needs to wipe out... He just doesn't want to wipe out the history. He wants to wipe out everybody.
Yeah, but there still has to be a reason why. There has to be an explanation for why he wants to wipe out everybody.
Because that's why he was created. He was created
by the Children of the Forest.
By the Children of the Forest to take out the first men.
So you think he's just this thing that's operating on his original programming?
Yeah,
like a Terminator.
Yep. I mean, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it would be weak.
I know, but it's...
And then, like, there's all this theorizing about, is he a Stark, is he a Target? None of that shit will matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Also, to kind of wrap up with a theory real quick about whether he is a Targaryen because he can dragon ride. I think once something dies...
He brings it back, he can ride.
He can do whatever he wants.
Okay, all right.
So the whole thing about him being a Targaryen is the only reason he can ride Viserion, I think, is crap.
Okay, no problem. Sounds good.
All right.
I'm with you on it, and I said that last week, too. Like, it might just be that he brought it back, he gets to do what he wants with it, man. Yeah. It's his toy now.
What else? So what else do you think happens? What do you think happens with the battle? What's the end result? Who holds Winterfell at the end of it?
Oh, I think Winterfell's destroyed.
Okay.
I think Winterfell is destroyed. I think that they start going south to King's Landing. I think they have to. They have no other place to go.
Okay.
Like, it's either that or they go to Dragonstone. Like, but which one is first? Dragonstone, right?
Yeah, Dragonstone and the Iron Islands would be closer. Well, Iron Islands because they're all the way on the other coast.
That's what I was saying. Aren't the Iron Islands on the west coast?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's on Dragonback. Does it really matter?
Well, remember, I think people are going to walk away from this. They're not going to all be able to.
I don't know, man. I don't know how many. If he raises the dead in the crypts and they're defenseless down there.
That's the other thing that
everybody down there is going to get slaughtered.
That's the other thing that kind of screws Cersei's plan over. She's like, oh, I'm just going to wait till whoever wins and defeat them. If the Night King wins, he doubles his army. Like,
she's a fucking idiot.
That's a dumb plan.
She's an idiot. I mean, he doubles his... I guess he's still going to suffer some losses. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if he doubles his army, but it's still, at least replenishes. Mm-hmm. So for every person he loses, he's going to gain one.
Yeah.
Or if not two, to your point, and then he does double it, and then you're fucked.
Yeah, then you're screwed.
So yeah, Cersei's just an idiot.
Then it's off to Essos and hope he can't ever cross.
Do you think there's no Cersei in this episode also?
Yeah, I think there's no Cersei in this episode.
So 2 episodes, no Cersei.
Yep. I think so.
Because I was thinking maybe they do like they did with Battle of the Bastards, where they started with that other shit and then they get to all of the
No,
battle stuff?
I think we're balls to the wall.
Okay.
I think we're balls to the wall the whole episode. I think we're battling.
Okay. So they're gonna ferry off whoever remains in the 2 dragons, and then everybody else who can somehow escape.
Escapes.
I think the only reason that anybody can escape on foot is if the Night King does suffer considerable losses.
I think he does. I think that they somehow pull fire out of their ass. Because remember, fires can kill the whites.
But not the White Walkers.
No,
the White
and that's
Walkers
fine.
walk right through it.
Well, that's fine. Then you've got...
And they're all on zombie horses.
Okay, so the zombie horses get killed, right, with the fire. They get off and walk, but that's 99 people versus the others. Like, that's the battle plan. Honestly, that should have been the plan from the start. Somehow make it so that you light the whole battlefield in front of you on fire. That way, you're only dealing with 99 walkers and the Night King.
Well,
That's
but
it.
the walkers can, and the Night King can shut down the fire, and then let the rest of the whites get through.
Okay, so then you just use fireballs or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And you destroy. And I think that might be one of the ways that they level some of this playing field is using fire.
Oh yeah,
Because that's the easy way to do it, is use fire, get as many whites as you can burned and dead.
Well, they were also pretty smart. Like, they made all those caltrops with the dragon glass spikes.
Exactly. So once they hit those, they're going to be good. But, like, I think that's part of the plan. I think you're going to see a lot more...
They'll have a ton of archers.
Yeah, walkers versus...
popping arrows.
I think you're going to have a lot more walkers battling, you know?
Yeah, so how... I mean, I don't want to extend this too much longer, but how many of the main character, like, you know, or main or super supporting character deaths happen via white versus White Walker?
I don't think... I think you'll get a few. I think you're going to get... Here's one. Ed will be
Whites.
overrun by whites.
Okay.
You know? But if Tormund's going, he's going by a walker. If not the king himself.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. Like, you're going to get some of them who are being torn apart by...
Do you think in this episode, Danny kind of gets further proof? This is what I'm getting at. I think we're going to get a moment where Danny's going to want John's dragon to go left, and John's going to want the dragon to go right, and the dragon's going to go right, and Danny's going to be like, wait, what the fuck?
I'm telling you. That's why I think a number of them win this out, and then it leads to a lot more questions about Danny and John.
Well, no, I think what that'll do is that'll kind of cement it in Danny's head, like, oh shit, he really is
The king. Like,
not the king, but he really is a Targaryen.
Yeah.
So because she questioned it, right? She's like, oh, so
That
it's
was funny.
cool.
Who
Only
told
your
you
boy and your brother know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let me see your phone history.
Convenient as fuck, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's gonna be like the moment where she's gonna be like, oh shit, he's my
man.
nephew.
This guy is legit. Yeah, it wasn't I'm banging my nephew. It's you want my throne.
Right. So we'll see. I can't wait, dude. Fuck. Between this and fucking Avengers.
Endgame? Oh,
I
it's gonna
can't
be a great
wait,
weekend.
dude. What a great weekend.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Remember, rate us on podcasts, all of them. Any podcast app you use where you're listening to us, rate us. It's going to be great.
Or on YouTube.
Yeah, or on YouTube. Share this with your friends.
If this makes
please.
it on YouTube somehow.
It will.
Remember, I want to get to 100 downloads in 2 weeks.
100 downloads.
Actually, fuck that. Let's get 100 downloads before next episode.
What?
Because
Yeah.
next episode, we're going to have a next episode.
Yeah.
And next week.
Okay.
So,
All right, no problem.
you guys got 7 days.
Let's do this.
Instagram at Back of the Bus Podcast.
Yeah. Email us if you want.
Back of the Bus Miami@gmail.com.
There we go.
And the Twitter.
That's Twitter.
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's up there. It's
Back
up
of the
there.
Bus
Just chilling.
Podcast on
Back
Twitter.
of the Bus Podcast on Twitter, guys. All right.
Deuces, everybody.
Take it easy.
In the halls of the kings who are gone, Jenny would dance with her ghosts, the ones she had lost and the ones she had found, and the ones who had loved her the most, the ones who'd been gone for so very long, she couldn't remember their names. They spun her around on the damp old stones, spun away all her sorrow and pain, and she never wanted to leave, never wanted to leave, never wanted to leave, never wanted to leave. never wanted to leave, never wanted